I'm Suzanne Arns, your psychic medium. Whether you're a seasoned client or you've never had a reading, I'd like to give you some advice to help enhance your experience so that you have the best reading possible. Determine why you want the reading. Are you just curious about what it would be like? Or do you want a psychic reading because you want to know what's happening in your life? Or maybe a mediumship reading because you're hoping to connect with your loved one in spirit. Do your homework ahead of time to find the right psychic medium for you. I personally have studied extensively. I've taken numerous classes and I continue to sit in development circles. And I can tell you, we are not all the same. Some are just psychic, some are psychic mediums. Some have a little bit of abilities and others are quite impressive. I will warn you though, there's a lot of scammers out there. I even found a video that teaches you how to be a fake psychic. But be forewarned. You can also Google online and look up various psychics that were fakes. They've been prosecuted. They've gone to jail, and some of them have had to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. So look them up online. You might be surprised what you find. Also, do they have a Google profile page? And if so, do they have any reviews? Then go to their website. Figure out what their background is. What experience do they have? What kind of training and certifications do they hold? What kind of services do they offer? Everybody's a bit different. Some just work with tarot cards only. Others might only use pendulums, and some might work with crystals. Before your reading, prepare your questions ahead of time. This will help maximize your time during the reading and help ensure that you don't leave wishing you had asked something different or a question you had forgotten to ask. I know of a couple very famous psychic mediums, and both of them have told me that if their clients come with expectations during a mediumship reading, they'll cancel the reading. Because we can't control who comes through. We're only the messenger. I have a wonderful track record, but I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to bring your grandfather through either. Grandma might have been waiting decades to come through and give you a message, and she's going to move herself to the front of the line. And so I have to be respectful and bring them through and let them say their piece. Ask the person you're going to get a reading with if they'd like you to bring a personal item with. It's usually for the mediumship reading. They'll ask you to bring an item, a piece of jewelry, a photograph, something that belonged to that person that you want to connect to in spirit. They'll use psychometry. They'll hold it to get the energy from it. I don't tend to use that. However, sometimes it's kind of nice to have. I have seen a lot of really famous psychic mediums in action. And oftentimes they'll get one or two pieces of evidence wrong for the client. And there could be a lot of reasons for this. I'll go into that in more detail in another video, but let me just explain to you a couple things. As an example, when Spirit is showing me or telling me about information, they'll pull from my memory bank, and it's limited. I don't know about every dog breed out there. I don't know about every make and model of vehicles on the road. I don't know every type of international food served. So they might show me what looks like a bowl of spaghetti pasta. And I might say it's spaghetti, but it was really udon noodles, right? So that's where there can be some differences. And so what you might perceive as being wrong, it's just the interpretation might not be right. It might literally be a bowl of noodles, but it's not spaghetti. It was udon. I'd like to tell you a quick story about a reading I did for a client. She wanted to connect with her grandfather, and I brought him through. I think we had a couple dozen pieces of evidence, all 100% correct. But then towards the end of the reading, he showed me that he wore this unique hat. It was vertical and had lines on it. Next thing I know, we're at a railroad station. And in my opinion, we were standing uncomfortably close to the train. It was going right by us, right in our face. And as soon as it went by, we walked over the train tracks to the edge of the trees where there were some levers and gears and things the guy was turning. And she said, you know, the reading was great, but I can't take any of that at the end. I don't understand any of that. I don't think that's correct. But she thanked me for the reading and ended up calling me the next day. Apparently that night she called her cousin and told her all about the reading. And her cousin said, yeah, Grandpa early on in his career was a civil engineer for the South Carolina Railroad. So what she originally perceived as being incorrect actually was spot on. She just wasn't aware of the information or that Grandpa had been a civil engineer. So again, sometimes people can perceive something as being incorrect, and it's just that maybe they didn't know about the facts. For more information about myself and my services, please check out my website at crystalpeakmedium.com. and I hope to have an opportunity to give you a reading in the near future. Thank you.